How's it going?
Hello, hello. How are you?
Okay, good. I'm Jesse.
Hi, I'm Web.
Veb, nice to meet you, bud.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Steve's coming on here in a second. We are streaming to the interwebs on Facebook and YouTube and everything like that. So if you guys are joining in right now, welcome, welcome. This week we're going to be going into some business planning and discussing how to grow our business. So,
Yeah.
how long have you been in real estate?
Just like 5 months. Like I'm just getting licensed. Like I'm done all the process. I'm just waiting for my license to come. But I've been helping somebody all this while from past like 5 months.
Nice. That's cool.
Pretty new. Pretty new.
That's good. So this is the time where you're like trying to figure out, am I doing this right? What else should I be doing? All that kind of stuff.
That is correct. That is correct. That's the exact questions I have.
Cool. Well, we're gonna dive into that, and when Steve jumps on here, we'll get going full speed here. Now, do you already have a copy of the business plan?
I do not.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna share a link to that. And where's that at? Okay. So, before I do that, well, actually, let me do it at the same time. I'm going to give you the Dropbox link. If anybody needs to access these documents, if you go to the Extreme Agents page, extremeagentsvip.com, and you click on resources, you can create a free account. If you don't already have, if you do already have an account, you can click on member access. Now, the tricky thing is sometimes, pretty much 90% of the time, it will send that automated password login information to your spam. So check your spam within about 10 minutes and all your inboxes, because it could end up anywhere for all I know. It's automated. You can also come down here to VIP login. Like if you're on a mobile device, you may not see this menu without clicking on the menu option. So you can click on this VIP section. Current members log in here, and if you don't have access, click on Get VIP Access. That will take you to the membership area. We have all kinds of resources. So we also have the videos of previous calls we've done, as well as these resources here. So I'm going to drop a link to the quarterly and the 12-month plan in there, and I'll put those below here as well for YouTube and Facebook. But you can also go to the website. Like I said, go to extremeagentsvip.com and sign up for that. Steve's okay, there he is. Boom. Okay, so that's how you guys get access to the business plan. You just come to the website, click on member access or resources, come to here, scroll to the section that says business tools and strategy. And then from there, you have all kinds of tools. Like I said, we have prospecting trackers. Steve, you welcome, Steve. How you doing, bud?
Hello. Hello.
Sorry for the Zoom. I think I gave you the wrong Zoom link, so apologize for that.
No worries.
So yeah, we're just talking about how to access stuff. All right. So we have a quarterly plan and a 12-month plan. I'm not sure which one.
All right. So what I'd like to do, Viab, is just kind of, let me ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah.
You're currently licensed you're with EXP, correct, in Canada, Vancouver area, right?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. How long have you been a licensed real estate agent?
I'm still waiting for my license. Like I've filled in all the documents. Like I told you, I'm just waiting for my license to come. It's just taking processing time. It's just gonna come in like 10 to 12 days.
Got it. Okay, excellent. So what is your what are your needs for income over the next 12 months? Like are you changing careers, or is this a first career for you?
This is the first career for me. Like after like my graduation, I did graduation in business, but then I decided to join real estate. Like I told you, I've been doing it from past like 5 months, but I was just like shadowing somebody. So now is the time that I'm actually doing it for myself.
And what did they have you doing as shadowing? When you say shadowing, what were you doing?
Like going with them for showings, doing the paperwork for them, doing comparables, but no cold calling over there because their business was completely from family.
Okay. But
Yeah.
were they ever calling those people though and talking to them? Family?
No, that is the thing that I've missed past 5 months, like completely.
Okay. So they never made a phone call. They never
Nope.
had people. They just. How did that work then? Would people come into the office and say, "I want to buy a house," and then they would go show them houses immediately, or what?
Yeah, so it's like they've been living here from past like a lot of years. They have a lot of connections. His father has a lot of connections. So all the people from their church and everybody, they contacted them that they wanted to buy a house. So we just had a made up client already. We just had to show them stuff.
Okay, so they did contact them over the phone though. The people called in and said they wanted to buy a house. Okay, that was my point. So I'm sure that they have to keep in contact with those people, or if they don't, they're just going to go away at some point. They're going to think they're not in business. So it doesn't really matter how you get what your lead sources are. In our opinion, you just have to make sure that you understand the important part is you have to contact a certain amount of people over the life of your business in a consistent manner and get your face in front of them and have conversations. It's a conversation business.
Yeah.
So I assume that you want to build this for a long-term career, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So let's do some realistic goals. Jesse, are you able to write down on this as we're going along?
I don't. I'm probably sure I can.
That would be super awesome if you could.
Yeah. Okay. I can write on this. Yeah.
All right. So how do you spell your first name? V-A-I-B?
Yeah. V-A-I-B. Okay.
So year, let's say, let's just go June 1, 2022. So we'll do a 12-month plan.
Yep.
Income goal. Let's go for I think it's very possible to make $100,000. So let's say $100,000 your first year.
Yep.
So in your market, are you on a team or are you an individual agent?
I'm getting on a team with Zach, like I told you last week. Yeah.
So what is your split? Are you like on a 50-50 split more or less?
A 60-40, if you say.
Okay. So you're paying 60 and getting 40?
Yeah.
Okay. And then do you have the regular split with EXP on top of that?
Yeah. 80-20, right?
Okay. So what is the average commission check in that market? What's the dollar amount? Do you know? Like if Zach does the deal himself, what's he get on average?
Like on average, I would say 12,000.
12?
10 to 12,000. Yeah.
All right. So let's go with 12,000 for now.
Yeah.
So Jesse, at $12,000, if he's, how many deals a year do you think Zach does? If you had to guess, over 100. So, 100 deals, 50. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's say this. If you don't know that, that's fine. So you're probably you're going to get a decent amount of support, decent amount of deals from him working on the team. So I assume I'm just thinking out loud here, you're probably going to cap, if you're doing 60, let's just do this, Jesse, let's do 35% of that commission for each deal is probably about what he's going to get. Because after he figures in 60-40 and then the 20% on 8,000, blah, 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 I'm sure you're trying to do 25 deals. So 35% is about what you're going to make on each deal. So $4,200 per deal. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's after your splits and everything. Put that in there, Jesse. So number of deals to get 100,000 is what? 100,000 divided by 4,200.
23.8, so 24 deals.
Perfect. All right. So that's a realistic goal, in my opinion, to be able to do 2 deals a month. You're going to have months where you don't do any. You're going to have months where you do 5 or 6 if you're following a plan.
Yeah.
We're not going to, since you don't have any current closed or current pending, we're not going to say how many do you have left to achieve your yearly goal, because that's It's 24. You're starting today, or the 1st of June. All right. So I don't know how Zach has things set up, but does he do a lot of prospecting, or how does he get his business?
From like cold calling and stuff like that. Like I've just started with him. So
Okay.
It's just been like 3-4 days. I'm just getting used to all the resources that he has.
Okay, so he probably has some leads they're generating. He does cold calling. He probably does door knocking, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So in order for you to get 24 deals, this is just assuming you're doing all the prospecting and you're generating the deals, which I think is realistic. It would typically take you, let's see here. Jesse, scroll down just a little bit. Let me see where it says. All right, not that far. Just to the numbers, please. Right there. All right, hours prospect listing, closer to income earned. All right, so in order for you, scroll back up, Jesse. So I guess in order for you to get 24 deals, I'm going to go very conservatively, which means, you probably won't have to do this, but because you're new, let's say you have to talk to 125 people for every deal that you close. So what does that come out to, Jesse? 124 people per deal. So 124 times 24, or 125 times 24.
2976.
All right. So you got to talk to 3,000 people throughout the course of a year. All right. So there's about, let's say, so if there is, all right, let me do the math. So you got to talk to 3,000 people total. And there's 200, we'll go with a work year of 240 days during the year that are work days, and that's giving you vacations and everything. That means you got to talk to 12.5 or 13 people a day. We're going to go with 13. So all these numbers are, very conservative. If you do this, you should be able to hit your goal. 13 contacts a day, hours prospect per day. That should take you, because you're new, let's say an hour and a half a day. So 1.5 hours. My suggestion is that you're going to do as many open houses as you possibly can. You might be able to get all your business from open houses. So I would try to do an open house every weekend, or you could do one weekend, depending on how aggressive you are. I know agents that do 5, 6, 8 a week or a weekend, a month. If you do 4 a month,
that would be good.
4 a month, I think is sufficient. 4 open houses held per month. All right. Listing appointments. I don't know how many listing appointments he's going to have you going on, but I'm going to imagine a majority of what you're going to be doing is working with buyers. So we'll do 20% sellers and 80% buyers, Jesse, for the first year.
That's realistic.
20% of 24 is what?
It's 5.
Okay. So 5 listings taken. Let's go to listing taken 5. In that number right there, you can put 15. So let's have him go on 15 listing appointments, because he's going to be, new at this. So we're giving the benefit of the doubt, or not the benefit of the doubt. We're kind of being conservative. Listings sold, all 5 of those are going to sell. You're only going to take ones that'll sell. So buyer sales, you're going to have 19. Man, this is so realistic, man. You can do this. I'm sure of it. All right. So buyer sales, you're going to have 19. Closed transactions, you're going to have 24. All right. So prospect, why don't you do them per month? Also, we'll do that. Hours prospected per day, 1.5 times, we'll say 20 days. So 30 hours per month, hours a month. And 13 contacts per day times 20 is 2,600 or 260. 260. where else can you make $100,000 a year by working 30 hours a month, not even a week, right?
Yeah. No, this is
the hardest part of the job is just talking, you know, making sure you do this. It's the hardest or the easiest, however you want to look at it.
100%.
So do you have any questions so far? Does this all make sense?
It all makes sense. Perfect.
All right. So income earned, we're going to say $100,000 down there. Monthly cost of living.
I would realistically say 2,500 per month. If 2,500 to 3,000, 2,500 per month would be good.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so here's going to be a big one for you if you want to grow your business long term and have, you know, grow 25% per year.
Yeah.
Added to the database. So what you should concentrate on is adding people to your database. Make sure from day one you keep a good record of your database. Put them into KV Core. Learn how to use KV Core. Learn how to follow up with your database through KV Core, and make sure you store everybody in there that's in your database. And I would try as hard as you can to add 10 people per week to your database. So that'd be 40 a month. So you're going to add about 500 people a year to your database. And that's a lot. That's a stretch goal. But if you can even hit half of that, you're going to be in business for a long time. All right. So what that means is when you go to the gym, you know, you're working out at the gym or whatever, you ask the person at the front desk when you go in there that normally don't, you know, just say hello to, hey, just want to let you know that I'm a real estate agent. If there's if you know anybody that's thinking about buying or selling, I work on a really great team here in the area. We'd be happy to help you. We get a lot of off-market properties, and we have some crafty ways of finding you homes if you're a buyer. So here's my card. Do you mind if I add you to my database and just send you some market updates every once in a while? Chances are 50-50, they'll probably say yes. You just do that. You do that a couple, 4 or 5 times a week to people that you normally don't ask. And then you put them in your database. You got to make sure you get their information. Okay.
Got it.
When you go to the dentist, when you go to Starbucks, wherever you go, you got to start being the guy that's selling real estate and that people can come to ask questions, about real estate, and, study the market. Listen to the market report that Zach probably does or John Sy does, where the market is right now, this week, this month. That's all you got to do. You got all the people to help you. You know what I mean? So just find out what the market's doing so you can have that information and have an elevator pitch for it every time. And you add those people to your database one by one, as many as you can. All right. So long term, what you're going to want to, eventually focus on is listings. But I think it's just as important for you right now just to talk to as many people as you can and work with buyers, get to learn the market, work with buyers. Now, do you have, let's see here. All right, why don't we go down a little bit further, Jesse, just to the next part, leads, active buyers. Okay, you don't have any active listings. You don't have any active buyers. You don't have any leads. You might have leads right now. Do you have anybody that might be buying or selling once you get that license official?
I have 2 to 3 people.
All right, what are their names?
Aryan.
Spell it for us.
Yeah, AR.
You said Aaron?
Yeah, Aryan. ARYAN.
Okay. Who else? Number 2.
Manav. MANAV. And I have Bhaskar. BHASKAR.
I'm sorry, what was that?
BHASKAR. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So that represents almost $13,000 worth of income for you right there. All right. So that's a pretty good start for not even having your license in your pocket yet.
Yeah.
So you want to always be in contact with those leads. And as soon as you get your license, I would call them up and, see where they're at, ask them if anything changed. If they told you they're not buying for 6 months or whatever, say, yeah, I just want to touch base with you and let you know that I'm alive and kicking here. I'm active. I'm an agent now, and wanted to see if anything changed, or if you're, still thinking about buying in 6 months. Okay.
For sure.
All right. What changes do you have to make? I think it's, once you go down to the next questions, Jesse, I might be answering something. Keep going. Keep going. It's like the same thing. Keep going. Okay. All right, go back up to the line we were at, please. Don't worry about those other sheets on there for now. What changes do I have to make? I don't know that it's a change other than, we could call it a change or just a new habit or a new plan. I would do this. I would attend 2 to 3 of the weekly coaching calls that John Sy, Steve Merritt, your sponsor, what's his name? I'm sorry. Zach, or anyone else in our group offers, because these are free.
Yeah. No, since you've sent me all of those, I've been attending those like past 2 weeks already.
Perfect. So that's number one, the easiest thing you can do, because you just got to sit there and listen and participate every once in a while. Within there, you're going to get a lot of information on what to do. But some of the things that I did that helped me go from 7-8 deals a year up to 50 in 1 year was, I don't want to say get a coach, because I think you can use us for your coaching, but you should try to get some accountability partners.
Okay.
So within our groups, there's several different things that John does very actively. He goes to WhatsApp. He's got a group, he communicates with us on WhatsApp. He communicates with us in workplace chat. All you have to do in there is say, I am looking for 1 or 2 accountability partners or someone to mastermind with to follow the coaching program that John is teaching, John and Steve or whatever. Okay. That's very, 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 very important. So what that means is you would meet with somebody. You could do this, be the leader. Yeah. Start a mastermind group that meets once a week for 30 minutes. Only add people in there that are doing what you're doing. You're following this, what is a version of the Mike Ferry coaching system that we're teaching you, and try to, and bring a few people in that want to do the same thing you're doing. And there's over 725 people or so in our group. I guarantee there's probably another 24 that are in the same situation as you. Get them into a mastermind group that meets on a Zoom, and talk about what you're doing, what's working, what isn't, and you will learn stuff from them and keep accountable and be motivated by that like nothing else. All right.
I'll implement that.
So implement that. And Jesse, go down to the daily schedule if you would, please. There's other stuff we could add in here, but I'm trying to keep it very, very simple and realistic for you, doable, whatever you want to call it. It looks simple, but it's hard to follow. The key is right here in the daily schedule, and the key is consistency. Okay. So what I would suggest you do, I don't know what your days are like or what time you get up, but sometime before 8 a.m., we can just put it on this line. Get up and get mentally and physically prepared for the day, Monday through Friday. In other words, that means don't just roll out of bed and jump on the phone at the desk. Get up, do some jumping jacks, take a shower, have a light breakfast if you want, get coffee. I like to try to get going, I like to try to make that process as short as possible, but not too short. Like me personally, I don't do a big workout in the morning because it kind of tires me out. I do that later, but I get my blood flowing. I do some jumping jacks. I'll do a short 5-minute workout or something just to get going. And then I get on the phone, because you'd be surprised the momentum that you get just jumping on the phone and making those first calls for the first hour. It'll be done before you realize it. Okay. So between 7 and 8, get up, get mentally and physically prepared for the day. You know, if that means watching some motivational YouTube, whatever it is for you that gets you in a positive state of mind. And then at 8 a.m., start your prospecting. So whether that is direct messaging friends, family, and database on Facebook, or Instagram direct messaging, or texting people in your phone, because your database is your phone. That's your database as well. Yeah. Or calling, ideally calling. You got to call people too. You want to just go through your database every day and talk to 5 of those people from your database minimum. All right. And then whatever else you're doing, if you have online leads that are coming in, so prospecting is going to be database, online leads, outgoing calls to just listed, just sold, whatever you're allowed to do in Vancouver, door knocking, any of those are prospecting.
Yeah.
The only exception is going to be open houses, which you're going to do those. But I think if you look at this and you don't count your open house contacts as prospecting contacts, you're going to make over $100,000 a year. So don't count those as your contacts. Count that as extra play money. All right. That's money you can play with, or money you can buy a car, or you can save for a house or whatever. But if you make those 13 contacts a day, Monday through Friday, for 240 days out of the year, which gives you time for vacations and weekends, you will hit your numbers. All right. And I'm sure that Alex or Zach will have numbers for you to call.
Yeah.
Based on all that stuff. So your prospecting really is going to be, we'll give you a half-hour break. We'll let you start at 8 o'clock. You're going to be done prospecting. You're going to do prospecting between 8 and 11. Is that it? 2 hours? Yeah, you'll be done. So then at 8 to 11, you're going to prospect. And all you have to do is 13 contacts. If you want to do more, that's great. I know John's the guy that's kind of taken over a lot of what John does, prospects and does about 30 calls a day, 35 calls a day. He's making a lot more money than $100,000 a year, but he's been doing it a while. Okay. So 11 o'clock, Jesse, go down there to 11 to 11:30 would be a good time to, coaching call. One of the coaching calls that we do, a mastermind, something like that. Don't neglect your follow-up calls. So prospecting could also be following up with people that you've already talked to. Okay.
I think the time frame that you've given in between, that's good enough to do all of these things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll have time. So then you can have lunch. Don't have a massive, 5-course meal because you'll be tired. Have a light lunch, and then at 1 o'clock, that's when you start doing things like your CMAs. You start looking at setting up showings for clients. You do your paperwork, stuff like that. And if Zach's got all that handled for you, or a lot of that, like the admin stuff, it'd be a great time for you to maybe make a few more calls. Okay. And then from, basically from like 2 to 6 o'clock is when you go on your appointments, showings, or listings. All right. So the rest of the day.
All right.
And what I like to do is I like to try to, schedule that. So I have, maybe 3 days a week or 2 days a week is when I do my showings or listing appointments. I try not to schedule like one every day. I try to do 2 or 3 a day, and then have one day off, or you can do something with your family, or, get other stuff done or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's it, man. Rinse and repeat. Do that 240 times throughout the year. You're gonna make over $100,000 a year. How's that sound?
That sounds great. I'm gonna get back to you once I hit that 100,000 mark.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I'm gonna be more excited than you are when you pull this off. It's just doing it and sticking with it is the one thing that we don't see people do. And if you take the simple actions, you're going to have massive results. Over 5 years from now, you'll be making $1 million a year in your market.
Yes, sir. That's going to be the vision.
There you go. Any questions?
No, that was actually perfect.
All right. So print out the pages that have writing on it and
That's
save
much
that. Put it next to your desk or post it on your wall and report back to me once a month and let me know how it's going after you get your license. Okay.
100% I will.
I'm looking forward to your journey, man, to being there to support you and see how it goes. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'll shoot you an email. Steve, do you have his email? You got?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll shoot you an email with this document.
Perfect.
All right. Have a great day.
Have a great day as well.
Thank you
so
so
much. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, guys.
All right. Cheers.
You too, man.
Yes.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's